Hello anime lovers, today we will watch Demon Slayer Season 4, Episode 8. This is going to be the last episode of this season, so let's get to know the story of this final episode without any delay. Its name is Hashira Assemble. So far, we have seen that Tanjiro and his friends come to the Hashiras and undergo strict training, where they get to learn something from every Hashira. Tanjiro's Hashira training was about to be completed, but what he feared the most happens. Demon King Muzan Kibutsuji finds out where the Demon Slayer headquarters is, Master Kaguya's house, and without any delay, he himself arrives to meet Master Kaguya in his house. Muzan stands directly in front of Kaguya, and even after being blind, Kaguya immediately understands that Muzan himself is standing before him, the demon whom his family and the Demon Slayers have been searching for thousands of years. Kaguya asks his wife, Amane, "How does Muzan look?" Amane replies, "This demon looks exactly like a man, around 25 years old, but his eyes are pink and his pupils are like a cat's eyes." Kaguya says, "I knew you would come, because you must be very angry at the Ubuyashiki family." That's why Kaguya always knew that Muzan would personally come to kill him. Muzan smirks and says, "You are right. For thousands of years, the Ubuyashiki family has been interfering in my work. But what a shame. You are already lying on your deathbed." He continues, "See, I was very disappointed to find that the head of the Ubuyashiki family is in this condition." Kaguya smiles and says, "You are right. About 6 months ago, my doctor told me that I would die in 2 to 4 days, but I am still alive because the anger in my heart for you, Muzan, is not letting me die." Muzan glares at him and says, "All your dreams will be in vain because now I am going to kill you." Kaguya then reveals a shocking truth. He and Muzan are actually part of the same bloodline because Muzan was born thousands of years ago. Perhaps he doesn't know this, but even after hearing this, Muzan doesn't care. He coldly asks, "Why are you telling me all this?" Kaguya replies, "Because it was for giving birth to a demon like you that the Ubuyashiki family was cursed. In this family, every child was born weak and died at a young age. The Ubuyashiki bloodline was on the verge of extinction. Then, a priest came to them and told them, this family has given birth to a demon. Now, they will have to dedicate their whole lives to killing that demon. Only then will their bloodline be saved." And so, they did. To continue their lineage, the boys of the Ubuyashiki family were married to priestesses. Amane is also from a priest's family. After this, their children started living a little longer. But still, no one in the Ubuyashiki family has been able to live for more than 30 years. Muzan scoffs, "What nonsense are you talking about? Has your illness reached your brain?" Muzan says, "My becoming a demon has nothing to do with your so-called debt. I have killed thousands of people, but God has not punished me yet. In these thousands of years, I have not seen any God or Buddha." Kaguya remains calm and replies, "Everyone has a different way of thinking." Then he asks, "Muzan, what is your dream? What do you desire after living for thousands of years?" Muzan pauses. He thinks to himself, "What a strange feeling this is. The leader of the Demon Slayer Corps is standing before me, yet I feel no hatred." Then his eyes shift toward Kaguya's daughters. The 2 little girls are playing nearby, singing a poem. Perhaps they cannot see Muzan. For the first time in centuries, Muzan feels something unfamiliar, a strange kind of relief, a faint sense of belonging. He knows there are only 4 people in this mansion, Kaguya, his wife, and their 2 daughters. There isn't even a single guard here. When Muzan does not respond, Kaguya speaks again. "I already know your answer. You have always wanted to live forever. Your dream is immortality." Muzan smirks and nods. "You're right, and as soon as I obtain Nezuko, I will fulfill my dream." But Kaguya simply smiles. "Your dream will never come true, Muzan." Muzan narrows his eyes. "It seems you have hidden Nezuko very well, but I have all the time in the world to find her." Kaguya shakes his head. "You are wrong. If there is anything truly immortal in this world, it is the emotions of human beings. They are eternal." Muzan scoffs. "This is nonsense." But Kaguya continues, "The Demon Slayer Corps has fought for thousands of years. I do not know how many Slayers have lost their lives, but the Corps still exists. That is proof. Proof that human emotions never die. The feeling of never forgiving a demon who has killed so many innocent people, that feeling is eternal. And Muzan, not a single person has forgiven you for your sins in all these thousands of years. Not a single one." Muzan clenches his fists. Kaguya's voice deepens. "You have stepped on the lion's tail, Muzan, and in doing so, you have awakened the angry dragon that lay dormant within it. The eyes of these lions are upon you, and they will never let you escape. Even if you kill me, the Demon Slayer Corps will not care, because I am not important. But if you die, Muzan, all the other demons will perish with you. Isn't that right?" Muzan's expression darkens. Anger flashes in his eyes. "Enough," he roars. "Be silent." Kaguya, unshaken, smiles. "Although I may not be important, my death will not be in vain. The Demon Slayers respect me. The Hashiras love me. And when I die, they will be more determined than ever to defeat you." Muzan glares at him. "Are you done talking?" He raises his arm, preparing to strike. Kaguya nods. "Yes, I have said all that I needed to." And then he does something unexpected. "Thank you, Muzan, for listening to my final words." At that moment, across the mansion, a Kasugai crow makes an emergency announcement. The Ubuyashiki residence is under attack. Sanemi, Obanai, Mitsuri, Muchiro, Shinobu, Giyu, and Tanjiro freeze in shock. shock. Panic surges through them. Everyone rushes forward, their hearts pounding. Each one of them is terrified for their master. During the last Hashira meeting, Sanemi had argued Master Kaguya lives alone. For his safety, at least 2 Hashiras should be with him at all times. Gyomei had agreed. Ever since I became a Hashira, I have asked him the same question, but he always refuses to accept protection. He believes that the Hashiras are too precious and should not be used as personal guards. Shinobu had once heard the rumors. In the entire history of the Ubuyashiki family, no head has ever kept a guard. Now, everyone is running at full speed toward the mansion, hearts heavy with worry. And then, boom! A massive explosion erupts beneath the mansion. The screen lights up with an inferno of destruction. The animation is breathtaking, so beautiful, so shocking that the eyes can barely believe it. In an instant, the entire mansion is obliterated. Sanemi and the other Hashiras skid to a stop, their faces frozen in horror. Tanjiro's breathing quickens, his senses overwhelmed by the stench of burning flesh and blood. And deep within the flames stands Muzan. Half of his body is burnt, charred beyond recognition. But even as his flesh blackens, he begins to regenerate. His lips curl into a snarl. Kaguya, that smile, that damn Buddha-like smile. Even in death you dared to mock me. Muzan had underestimated Kaguya. He knew there would be a trap, but not this. Countless metal spikes had been planted within the explosion, designed to slow down his healing as much as possible, which means the game is not over yet, because Kagaya Ubuyashiki must have had another plan. Muzan senses that the Hashiras are moving toward him, but Muzan is not in danger because of them. That bastard, he used himself as bait. He kept all the anger and hatred in his heart, and I didn't even realize it. Such murderous thinking at such a young age, it's commendable. Did his wife and children know about this plan? Anyway, Muzan now calmly focuses on regenerating his body, but suddenly, blood seeds appear around him. Muzan immediately understands this is definitely someone's blood demon art. A moment later, countless spikes shoot out from the seeds and bind Muzan's body. He is completely trapped, but Muzan begins absorbing the spikes into his body. Suddenly, Tamayo appears. Before Muzan can react, she plunges her hand into his stomach. Muzan is caught off guard. Where did Tamayo come from? Tamayo looks into his eyes and says, "These blood seeds are the blood demon art of someone you turned into a demon out of anger." Then, she reveals, "I used Yushiro's talisman to make myself disappear." Muzan glares at her. Why did this woman come here? He attempts to absorb Tamayo's hand into his body, but then Tamayo smirks. "I hid a medicine in my fist, a medicine that turns demons back into humans." Muzan's eyes widen. "There is no such medicine." Tamayo shakes her head. "There wasn't, but I have created it recently." Muzan's face darkens. He grabs Tamayo's head and sneers. "You have no right to hate me. You killed your own husband and children. I merely turned you into a demon to help you." Tamayo's eyes fill with tears. "If I had known, I would never have become a demon. I only wanted to cure my illness so that I could see my children grow up. But as soon as you turned me into a demon, I lost control. I killed my own family." Muzan smirks. "And after that, you killed many people, didn't you? You must have enjoyed eating them." Tamayo clenches her fists. "Yes, I have killed many, and for the sins I have committed. Today, I will die here, with you." Tamayo lets out a blood-curdling scream. "Yomei, now it's your turn." And then, boom, a massive shockwave fills the battlefield. Suddenly, Yomei Himejima appears. He was already here, hidden using Yushiro's talisman. Yomei spins his massive chain weapon, and with a single devastating strike, Muzan's head is sliced into pieces. Flashback. Yomei remembers the first time he met Master Kagaya. Yomei was 18 years old back then, but Kagaya was only 14. Yet Kagaya had aura, wisdom. He had looked Yomei in the eyes and said, "I know, you are not a murderer. You only wish to protect everyone." Hearing this, Yomei fell to his knees and began to cry. Kagaya always knew exactly what to say, the words people longed to hear. Years later, during their final meeting, Kagaya had made a prediction. Muzan will come to me within the next 5 days. And then, Kagaya had given Gyomei a mission. When Muzan comes, I want you to use me as bait and cut his head off. Gyomei had asked, "How can you be so sure that Muzan will come?" Kagaya had simply smiled. "It is my instinct." It was then revealed. The Ubuyashiki family possessed an extraordinary ability called foresight. This ability had made them incredibly wealthy and had saved them from countless disasters. But Kagaya had also understood something else. The other Hashiras, they would never agree to use me as bait. That's why I am entrusting this mission to my oldest and most loyal Hashira, Gyomei. Gyomei had nodded firmly. "It will be done, as per the master's will." Kagaya had smiled weakly. "Thank you, Gyomei. I only hope that no more of my children, no more demon slayers, have to die." Present time. Gyomei had done it. He had severed Muzan's head, but just as Kagaya had foreseen, Muzan does not die. His head regenerates instantly. Kagaya's voice echoes in Gyomei's mind. If Muzan does not die, even after beheading, then only the sunlight can kill him. Gyomei clenches his fists. "I must fight him until the sun rises." But Muzan's regeneration power is terrifyingly fast. Even after all the explosions, all the attacks, Muzan Kibutsuji is still too powerful. Yet Gyomei makes a promise to himself. "I will not let this demon escape until dawn." Muzan glares at him, and then he activates his blood demon art. Black blood brambles. Dark, razor-sharp spikes surge toward Gyomei, but Gyomei counters instantly. Stone-breathing, third form. With one mighty swing, he shatters the attack, and then Sanemi arrives. His eyes burning with rage, he yells, "What did you do to the master, Muzan?" And then the other slayers Slayers arrive, surrounding Muzan from all sides, just as Kagaya had planned. Gyomei roars to his comrades. This demon is Muzan Kibutsuji. Even if you cut his head, he will not die. All the Slayers freeze in shock. They had never seen Muzan before. Only Tanjiro had. But now, they all attack at once. Tanjiro activates Hinokami Kagura. The Slayers charge forward, but Muzan smiles. And suddenly, the ground beneath them shatters. Massive doors emerge, and in an instant, all the Slayers fall into the Infinity Castle. Even Genya, Inosuke, every demon slayer is trapped. Muzan laughs. You really thought you could catch me? You are all in hell. Not a single demon slayer will survive tonight. Tanjiro grits his teeth and shouts, if anyone is going to hell, Muzan, it's you. Muzan smirks. Then come, Tanjiro, kill me, if you can. And with that, the final episode ends.